Hi everybody, it's Joy Packard. It's been a busy day. I'm exhausted, but it's been an amazing day, and it's been some time since I made you a video, since it's been a few days or whatever. So before the night ends, I just thought I would get on here and say a quick hello to you guys. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, or had an awesome day, and I hope you're about to have an awesome night and relaxing and everything. So I wanted to get on here and share with you a few thoughts before I headed to get ready for bed. And today is Friday. I love Fridays. And anyway, I thought that I would say a quick hello, like I say. And so I wanted to share with you an experience, and I wanted to share with you basically, the theme of 2018, basically, of creating our moments. Today, hi Aiden, how you doing? I spent the day with my very best friend, and it was awesome. She's in town just for today, and so I was thinking today about all the different things. We were having this conversation about how, she's talking to me about like her getting something at her mom's house, like remodeled or whatever, and she says, I wonder if we should wait for, this or that or whatever. And I was thinking about that, and I was talking to her about that and thinking, we can wait for rainy days, or we can wait for perfect moments of when we want to get things done, whether it's remodeling a closet, or whether it's, spending our money that we're saving for X or whatever, right? And so I was thinking today on how awesome it is whenever we decide to, that's right, Aiden, just do it. And so I've been living my life like that, and just like really living each moment and living our days to where, if I want to buy this, like I'm just looking at this lotion that I just bought, and I'm just thinking, we could say, okay, I wonder if I should buy this, or I wonder if I should buy that. And do all of these things that we think we're going to do one day. And yes, we do have to, of course, do things in order as far as being orderly or whatever. But I'm saying, like, if we say, one day I'm going to learn the guitar, or one day I'm going to pick this up, or one day I'm going to do X, and whatever that is, that's an X for you, that's what I'm talking about. Really, why wait? There's so many awesome things that you can be doing. There's so many amazing things as far as opportunities that come your way that you may just say, one day I'm going to do this. I think that this started to become something that I started implementing in my life more when my father passed away a few years ago. I remember the years that he was basically, before he passed away, I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to spend as many moments that I can with my father. And, as I look back over the years, here we are in 2018, and it's been, a few years now. And I look back at those and I'm thinking, I'm so glad, I remember thinking, one night, he loves Starbucks hot chocolate and stuff, and so maybe more than money than I would spend, I could make him hot chocolate or whatever. And I remember thinking that, well, I'll just make some and bring it to him, and I did that one time, and I remember him thinking, I really, really want a Starbucks, or whatever, and I thought to myself, what? I'm just gonna do it. What's the difference between $1 and $3 or whatever, and if it's something that makes him so happy, right? And so I really loved that memory. In fact, one of those pictures showed up on my memory page here on Facebook of whenever I did that for my dad. And I guess I'm just like, it's made me to where every single day in the morning I say to myself, I'm going to do something today where I'm living my life, creating my moments, and doing things that I think that maybe I'll save for whenever I'm older, or whenever I have whatever it is, right? And so I think that that's such an important thing to think about, because we all, I call it floating through our days, where basically I'm on a video. And so basically, I think that, that is something that, we don't put off or whatever, and that we just do those things. And I look back at those moments when I'm thinking that, how awesome it was. And I'm just thinking, wow, do that. And I never regret it. I really don't. Like, okay, I am going to, plan this trip, and we're going to go and do this trip or whatever. And then we did it. And then I look back and I'm like, I just so thankful. I'm so glad that I didn't hold back and that I didn't do it. So how does it apply to us? Basically, like, even in your business, let's just say that you say, one day I'm going to open my own business, or one day I'm going to do this. Maybe I'm going to buy this particular course. Maybe I'm going to implement this, go to Vegas for this event, right? And so it's just something that we need to implement in our business, not waiting for the rainy day. I guess my biggest thing too was not waiting for perfect moments, right? Because when we're waiting for perfect moments, then sometimes we don't get things done, or we'll lose that moment, right? And so, like I say, this kind of started like a few years ago, specifically when my dad was sick. And, and I was making an effort to see him, to call him. That's the other thing too, like you may have the intentions in your head to do something. Oh, I'll call my dad on this day, or I'll go visit on this day, or I'll bring hot chocolate the next time that he liked instead of, this or whatever. And as I look back at that, I'm so, so grateful that I took the time. And so now I'm just like, if I have a whim where I'm just like, okay, this makes this person happy, like I went to go visit my mom in San Antonio last weekend because I was there for an event. I was going there for my pranic healing event where I was learning. And so I went there, and, there's just I call them little pieces of happiness, little pieces of joy, right? That you can think of somebody, or on a daily basis, even from the time that you wake up in the morning, right? That you say, okay, today, I basically am looking for people that I can share myself as far as my knowledge, my love, my service, my ideas, some way to make somebody happy that day. And that's right, Angela. Time does pass so fast. I'm even just looking at my kids, like I have 8 kids, right? And the youngest is 14. He'll be 15 in March. And so I'm just like, wow, he's the baby of 8 kids, like where did the time go? And so when you wait, every one of us has, the same amount of time in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? And so like we wake up in the morning and we do the different things, and our intentions, we can set our intentions in the morning, right? And part of those intentions could be, I'm going to live my moments. I'm going to create my moments. I'm going to spend time with my family or this person, and I'm going to make sure that this happens before the day is over. Maybe one of your intentions is to actually, like I say, be a blessing in someone's life. Maybe it's like, asking for help to find people that might be in need. And it could be on Facebook. It could be a chat. It could be a homeless shelter that might need a meal that day. Maybe it's somebody that you are, a friend in church that just had a baby that might need a meal taken to them, or an errand. I know when I had babies, you're so tired from, taking care of your family and your new baby. And so I guess, it's like I'm thinking to encourage you to be someone that can, you basically can be an instrument for somebody. And so let me see. Oh, yeah, I remember that, Angela. You're right. And so it was a really, really good day. I remember all these different things, and like I say, it's, I guess just because the anniversary of, as I really should say anniversary, but the period of time, like I say, when my dad had passed, it just brings me back to like those days, like each of us have things that we could be doing more. spending time more with our loved ones, and spending time more even with people that need our help, I guess, you know, to reach out. And so anyway, I just had one of those days today and conversations today to where I was thinking, you know, create your moments and not wait for perfect moments, you know. Like, I'll give you one more example, or others and stuff, but like if you're doing Amazon and you're doing private label, which, you know, that's a category in my business, and my, you know, my assistant gives us a list of different products that I can choose, and I can sit here all day long and analyze it, or I can just say, today I'm going to make the decision to pick one and go with it and try it out, right? And so I can sit there and look at that list and think, you know, I'm just going to like think about it, or I'm just going to say, today I'm going to just do that, you know, and create that moment. And so that's with business. And then as you talk about relationships and people in our life, like, you know, having meaningful conversations with our kids, with our spouse, or, you know, our significant other, and making sure that every single day that you don't go to bed until you have some kind of amazing moments that you're creating. You know, and sometimes it could be as little as a minute and 30 seconds or something, or it can be a whole day, or it can be, you know, half a day or whatever, you know, and it could just be even just like calling your grandbaby and making them smile and seeing them smile back at you and just having a little conversation with them. You know, I basically what I do every single day is, and as you guys know, I start out with my 5-minute journal. And along with that, I have this little gratitude journal. Many of you have seen that. And basically, I start my day with basically, you know, my intentions. Well, that's not the only thing I do, but a huge part is starting it with intentions. What do I want to happen today? You know, what do I want to be? What do I want to help with? And I also basically read through the things that I'm grateful for, right? Because as you begin your day with gratitude, it just puts this feeling in your heart and throughout, you know, just your overall being. As you're focusing on gratitude, then you're not focusing on being negative, and you're not focusing on complaining and whining and finding out. And so, no, this is not a new journal. It's actually something that's almost done, and I need to buy another one. You should look it up, Angela. It's called the 5-minute journal. And it's just, it literally takes you 5 minutes, and it helps you. I had basically in the daytime, I mean, the very first thing, it basically says, I am grateful for what would make today great. And then daily affirmations. Those are the 3 things you do in the morning. And then when you come back to it at night, 3 amazing things that happened today, and how could I have made today better? And I love this because it sets your intentions for the day. And then at night, it helps you to review what made your day amazing. And I love it because it helps me appreciate, okay, I woke up at, 6 o'clock, and then I'm going to retire to bed at about 11. What happened between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m.? Did I make someone's day? Did I do the intentions that I had set for myself for the day? And so, oh, hey, Angela. Yeah, I do have a lot of different ones. This is one I talk about a lot. If you go back into my videos, I talk about the 5-minute journal quite a bit, because it is, it just helps us to, a lot of people say, well, I don't have time, to write in my journal or whatever. But this one is more like, just gets me going, helps me to, gets my brain going as far as like, what am I going to do today with my intentions? So, what else is I going to share with you? I guess just that I just feel so awesome in my heart, just like knowing, like when you retire at bed, at nighttime, it's kind of like, what did I get done today? And when you read your 5-minute journal, and you read and say, all right, like I'm going to read to you a few, okay? Just, I'm just going to go back in last August or something. And let me see, I'm just going to pick one here. Okay, here's on July 11th. 3 amazing things that happened today. My son received his mission call. We got our taxes done. We got my biz going with my Marriott points. What other things? I had a lady in the store. I helped a lady in the store and made her smile. And so, as we read through some of these things, and I'll give you, because some people are asking for examples, like on my private message sometimes, I am grateful for, like in the morning time. So it's putting your intentions in your mind where you are in a state of mind like that, right? What I am grateful for, and this, I must have been like in Mexico, blue beaches, and they make me happy. AC, not everyone has that comfort. And the gospel, having basically scriptures and answers like that. And so here's one more thing I'll share with you. What would make today great? And I basically said, to get my taxes done, to finish my why video that I was doing, and getting some sourcing in, for my business. So see, they're very small. They're very short. They're not like long to where it's really, really hard to do. So this journal is really, really awesome. Like I say, those of you who have a hard time thinking, gosh, I don't have time to sit here and spend in my journals, this is an awesome one to get you going with your intentions. So again, just to remember, like, to start your day with intentions, to, as you are going throughout your day, refer to this often. Try and put it where you can see it. Review it in your mind and say, what was it again that were my intentions? So that whenever you're going throughout your day, you are making a difference, not only in yourself, not only with your family, but with other people. This is called the 5-Minute Journal. And you can just get it on Amazon. And you know what I'm going to do, I think, as this is over, like when I'm done, I'll probably just get a notebook and refer to it, like make my own. Because, you can write this stuff like I'm grateful for, or what would make today great, daily affirmations and things like that. But what's really cool about this journal is at the beginning of the day, it starts with a quote, right? And then it has kind of like at the beginning, it kind of gives you, examples of how to use it, like 5 reasons why you'll love this 5-minute journal. So anyway, I hope that that has helped you. I guess I just, I'm thinking about my day, like I say, and I'm just like thinking about how we try to live our moments and create them, and to start our days with the intentions of knowing that I am going to try and make a difference today with myself, with someone else, with my family, and report to myself at the end of the day in my journal, right? And also, when you do this, it puts your mind in a state that makes you want to just become better. And so I really, really love it, because as I retire to bed at night and, I can review. But there's one thing other at the very bottom. How could I have made today better? Because maybe you went through your day and you thought, oh, I didn't get to this. And like, listen to two of mine. It basically says, how could I have made today better? This was back in July of last year. And it said, take more breaks. I must have been working really hard that day, and do more acts of kindness. And so sometimes we get so involved in our day-to-day stuff that we forget even the smallest little things, like smiling, like helping somebody across the street. How about offering to, put their water in their car if they can't carry it? Or sometimes we're just, working, or not even working, we're just going throughout our day from the very beginning and running around like a chicken with our head cut off, right? And so, thank you, Angela. You're always so nice. That's so nice to say. And so, I think that, I just think that, like, they're not going to always be perfect days, right? Like, we're not going to always be saying, oh, and don't make this to where it makes you feel bad if you didn't accomplish it. You know what I do? I always say to myself, okay, these are the 3 things that I wish that I would have gotten done. Like, for example, get my garage organized, and I didn't get it organized that day. And so I didn't say to myself, beat myself up and say, I didn't get accomplished what I wanted to. You know what I do? I move it to the next day. And I just say to myself, well, that's why this journal is awesome, because it makes you at the bottom say, what are 3 amazing things that happened today? So even though you may have not gotten everything done, there are 3 things that you're telling your brain, telling yourself that I got this done. At least I got this done, right? And, have you ever heard that song called My List by Toby Keith? It's one of my favorite songs. If you haven't, go listen to it, because sometimes when I play it on my live videos, Facebook takes the video off because it's like copyrighted, the music or whatever. So go write that down. It's called My List by Toby Keith, and it's one of my favorite songs. And you know why? Because it talks about how he has this big old long list of what he has to get done. And the song says something like, you know, it wasn't on my list today to, you know, go for a walk, you know, take a deep breath of mountain air, you know. It's really, really cool, actually, because it's one of my favorite songs, because we all make lists and we all want to put check marks in those little boxes, right? And sometimes that song, what it basically says is, this is what I had on my list, but instead of doing my list, I ended up pushing my kids on the swing and, you know, watching movies all day. It says, watching movies all day with you wasn't on my list of things to do. Oh, that's a different song. That's called, that's by Brad Paisley. What was it? Anyway, I have to look up that song too. But anyway, the Toby Keith song is like one of my very favorites. And it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. And, you know, writing down your list. And then, you know what? If you divert from that list because you ended up helping somebody, maybe you ended up, you know, with a friend that needed you that day and needed to talk for 2 or 3 hours, and you gave them your undivided attention. And that's the other thing that I always love to stress, and I don't want to make this video too long, but that is being present in the moment, right? Because sometimes whenever we're talking to somebody, what are we doing? We're thinking about what we're going to do next or what we're going to say next, right? And so I've been really practicing that lately. I'm not perfect at it at all, but like when someone is talking, I try and put my phone away, put my phone down or off. I look them in the eye and I listen and I stay present. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's such an important thing, because whenever you are just, you know, off looking to your phone or thinking about what you're going to say or looking at the menu or whatever, you're not present in the moment with that person or with your situation. And it takes away the awesome moment that you could be creating. And so anyway, I hope this has helped you in some way. There is a share button on the bottom. These are the kind of things that we're going to be talking about on our podcast. I finished my other podcast today that is going to be ready to be uploaded and edited. I'm going to do 2 more, and then it's going to iTunes and it's getting released. And so those of you who have asked, it's called Joy Reveals. And basically, you know, people say, well, what are you going to be talking about? And it's health, wealth, becoming the best version of yourself. We're going to talk about Amazon, and we're going to bring in experts in different fields that help you in so many different ways. And that's why it's kind of more of a generic title, because I didn't want it to just be specific to Amazon or, you know, personal growth or personal development. I wanted to be able to talk about things the way I talk to you guys on here, right? And so, you know, these are the kind of things, like I say, in establishing like our basics, you know, what our why is. We're going to be talking about the importance of forgiveness, kindness, love, creating moments like we're talking about tonight, doing things. And even though we want to wait for the perfect moment to spend our money on the perfect, you know, have you ever heard that thing where they talk, it's called How You Live? That's another song you should look up, by Point of Grace. And they basically are saying, you know, bring out your awesome dishes, the ones that you were saving, and bring out those favorite shoes, you know, that you think that you were going to save for a special dance or whatever. And so, you know, I guess I'm just so into that theme, especially today. I feel it really strongly to share that with you. So to create your moments and to, you know, get out there and do the things that you want to do, the intentions that you set for yourself in your journal at the beginning of the day. So I appreciate you guys listening. It is 10:13 p.m. on a Friday night. I try not to get on too late, but sometimes I like to give you some thoughts to sleep on so it can help you in some way for your next day. So there is a share button at the bottom. Feel free to share this video at any time and turn on your notifications so that you can know when our podcast is going to be released, and you can, you know, listen to some of that stuff and share it with your friends. So, all right, you guys have an amazing evening. I hope this has helped you in some way. Of course, you know, I always love to talk about these kind of things. It's one of my favorite subjects. So, all right. Thanks, Angela. You guys take care. Have an amazing evening.